Lately, I have been doing a lot of these recordings. Oh my god. Okay, so I can't find the opening for my chapter 3 chapter, so we're just gonna do it like this, okay? Okay, easy enough explanation. Let's go. Chapter 3, Breaking Ground. It's kind of very, insinuated what's gonna happen in this one. Breaking ground, literally. They start thinking about what to do from here. Like, how to plant things underground to make them grow, how to build housing. But the chapter opens up with Wei Wuxian waking up to a commotion. Wen Ning is flying in the air, causing a bunch of destruction to happen, while Lan Shan is playing with Zewu-jun and trying to calm him down.
Right.
Wei Wuxian, he's like, what the happened? He basically starts playing, but then gets distracted with the beauty of Lan Shan playing on the side.
Oh my god.
And then he's like, wait, right, we're battling. Finally calmed down Wen Ning. He thanks Lan Shan for being there because, if he was asleep and this happened and Lan Shan wasn't there, who knows what would have happened. But mind you, in the show, he was able to surpass this. So obviously he did something.
Right.
Lan Wangji gets Wen Ning, takes him into the cave because he was staying in the Grand Hall at the time. So they decided to put him in the cave. And Wei Wuxian has another type of steady desk kind of place that he uses as desk. And they're like, let's put Wen Ning there. And he gets a bunch of the hay that he slept on, plus the fabric, and makes him nice and comfy and a good patient. Well, Wen King, she goes up to him, and she's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to make him feel better. She's like, I only know how to put them to sleep. I don't know what's wrong with him. I can't do anything. Wei Wuxian goes up to her, and he promises he'll do whatever it takes to get him back.
Right.
And that he has some ideas for talismans for this boy. When he says this, he thought that Lan Shan would be against it because he's against the whole demonic cultivation and everything.
Like they all are.
But Wei Wuxian is surprised that Lan Wangji doesn't say anything and he just does an assertive
It's because he knows.
If he didn't know, then he would have been like, oh yeah, totally against it.
Right. He knows why Wei Wuxian did it.
The Wens decide to make this, I want to say a net over Wen Ning, because we see it in the drama that he has a net on him with a bunch of talismans on top of him. That's basically what they do. Wei Wuxian actually puts the talismans on top of him. Afterwards, they actually go to Fourth Uncle. You remember Fourth Uncle, the dude that likes to drink. And they start talking about how to start with the housing, what they can do, like sharpen the blades that they found. Wei Wuxian starts noticing that Lan Shan's not really 100% there in the conversation. He look at him, he's like, Lan Shan? Yeah. When was the last time you slept? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Sounds like me.
Yes, it does.
And he's like, you've been awake for 2 days straight? He's like, go to bed. Go sleep. He's like, I'm fine. I don't need... Go to bed. The thing that made me fangirl the most is that Wei Wuxian pointed at his own bed. And he's like, Lan Shan, go sleep on my bed. And Lan Shan's like this.
Well, if you insist.
Well, if you insist.
Well, if you insist, but being stern, he's like,
It's doable. Is it for your standards? It's doable. He's like, oh wait.
It's all dirty.
No. He's like this. I just gave all the hay to Wen Ning, and now he's basically sleeping on a rock. Then he's like this. It's adequate. I'm just like, adequate? Adequate.
Don't the Lans already sleep on a hard mattress?
Yeah, they sleep on a very hard mattress because they sleep like the dead with the.
Right. At 7 o'clock at night.
And Lan Shan lays down and he's like, I'm on Wei Wuxian's bed. I shouldn't be splitting hairs. I shouldn't be happy, but I am. I'm afraid if I go to sleep that everything will disappear and this is all a dream. Really need to go to sleep if I think that everything's going to disappear and all of this is a dream.
Is that why he didn't want to go to sleep?
Yeah, that's why. Because he thought that everything was a dream. That Wei Wuxian is not here. He's not here with the Wens. Okay. And A1 is not here as a 3-year-old. It's all a lie. It's all a lie made up in his head. That the moment he falls asleep is his worst nightmare ever because he dreams about the cliff scene that we see at the opening of the Untamed where Wei Wuxian tells him, it's okay, let go. And he hears Wei Wuxian saying Lan Shan in the dream. And then he wakes up to Wei Wuxian shaking him, saying, Lan Shan, Lan Shan. And he's like, I'm sorry, I wanted you to sleep more, but you made me promise to wake you up. And Lan Shan has to fight the urge to just grab him and hold him.
Aww.
Imagine, you thought that you, both of these things are true. They both happen. It's not like a nightmare. After he wakes up, he's like, Wei Wuxian notices that Lan Shan is a bit off, trying to keep his distance. And he asks him, are you okay? Quinchana.
Good job.
And then he's like, yes, I'm fine. He's like, are you sure? He's like, yes, I'm okay. When in reality, no, he's not okay. He's all jumpy.
Right.
But he tries to get distracted from that. And he sees around that the Wens are already starting to see what they can do for food. and see what they could do for shelter. And he starts watching A1 like playing around and walking around and seeing how cheerful he is. Oh, I just want to hold him again. I want to keep him close. I want to keep him safe. He's already getting attached. But he has other things to do, and he has to go sell those damn horses. 18 mares. 18 mares. Imagine taking 18 mares to a town on your own, just one person.
Nope.
You had to like tie them up. He like weasels through the town, and he wears like this ugly dead man cloak to cover his pristine light blue lansect robes. He goes to the dude, he's like, sir, I have 18 mares that I wish to sell. He's like this, 18 mares? Well, where are these said horses? Because I don't see no 18 mares behind you. They're on the outskirts of town, if you wish to follow. And he's like, are you sure this is not a scam? You can pay me after you see the mares. Okay. And so he goes to see the mares, and 3 of these mares are damaged. 2 of them have like really bad teeth, while 1 looks like been starved to death. That's not good. So the price he offered inside the town was higher than the price that he got for the horses.
Right.
Doesn't really state how much he got, but it wasn't a lot. So I'm just like, oh, that sucks.
No, that's definitely what people come in on an offer to sell their car. They could send in pictures and they could be like, oh yeah, this car looks amazing. Little do we know, like once we see the car in person, there could be like a check engine light on, tire pressure light on, damage on the wheels, damage
which
devalues it. But then the customer would be like, yeah, I want like $20,000 for this car, when in reality it's probably worth 15 or 12. And then let's assume that they still owe money on the car too. That still devalues the...
It definitely does sound similar to that. Well, you get what you get. It's either you take it or you leave it.
Right.
So yeah, that when Lanchan was actually about to walk away, the dude noticed Lanchan's pristine jade token.
Oh no.
And Lanchan was hoping that he didn't notice, which he didn't, thankfully. He just saw it and then just
walked away.
He didn't know if it was like a pristine thing. And Lanchan's like, okay. So he decides to get the money, get some apples, get some veggies, get some seeds. Like
he's gonna get some seeds.
He's gonna get the seeds to plant, right? And for like seeds of herbs for healing, and then seeds for veggies.
Right.
He sees that he has some money left of his own, not from the mares, and he decides to get a stack of papers and a bunch of ink to be able to write, because he's gonna need to write. It's very important in later. The whole thing with the writing, and so he decides to get one of those papers, some of the ink, and write a letter, and goes to the post office. Who does he write a letter to? He decides to write a letter to Miam Miam. Give him updates of the outside world if there's any threats. And he will do the same in return if he hears any threats for the Jins, because he knows that she is very dedicated to her clan.
Right.
And that hopefully that he hears back from her. I have this pen name, and just write it to this pen name at Yingling Post Office. So he mails it. He remembers that Mian was the only other person that stood up for Wei Wuxian. So he decides to send her a letter, hoping that she becomes an ally. That's a big deal. I'm just like, I did not see that coming. But I'm so glad he recruited Mian Mian. Apparently she becomes a problem. Not like in a problem as in, oh, Mian Mian's in the way. No, not like that.
Problem to the
sex? No. It's basically a jealousy thing.
Oh.
Lanchan gets back to the sect with 3 saddles on his back, plus a bunch of blankets that were on the horses. So that way they can use them as blankets to keep warm at night. And then for the saddles, they can use the leather probably for something when it comes to gardening.
Pretty sure you can use the leather, if I'm thinking the right way. They can use it to gather water.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Yay, water bag.
When he gets there and he explains it to Fourth Uncle, oh yeah, we might be able to use these. And Wei Wuxian's like, Fourth Uncle, yeah, we can use these. Lanchan's like, oh, I'll get the other 15 tomorrow. Those saddles must be heavy. Saddles aren't light. That's pure leather. He brought up 3, the groceries, the blankets.
Pure leather plus whatever other thing they use to make that little thing to hold on to.
Metal.
Yeah, so it's metal and leather. It's gonna be heavy.
Yeah. He sees that Wei Wuxian is holding A1 right here. He's like looking, my babies. My babies.
Right.
And then he says hi to A1, and A1 just does this. He's like, and he peeks and is smiling. And Wei Wuxian's like, hey, are you teasing him? And he starts giggling. And then he looks at Lanchan in a very teasing manner. And then he's like, it is fun to tease him, isn't it? Lanchan, if he could, flip a table.
Yeah, because he's his little baby.
No, but to see Wei Wuxian smirk like that, and he's like, it's fun to tease him. And at this point, even though Lan is doing all the heavy lifting, Fourth Uncle kind of feels a little guilty.
I forget. Remember who Fourth Uncle is?
Fourth Uncle's the dude that drinks a lot. He's the one that made the wine.
Ah, okay, cool.
Yeah. His character name literally is Fourth Uncle.
Okay, yeah, I forgot who he was exactly.
But he feels ashamed of asking Lan Wangji for help because he feels weak.
Well, yeah, of course he's gonna feel weak. He hasn't gotten any rest. I mean, I'm sure now they got some rest, but they haven't like eaten properly to even have any strength to do anything.
And then on top of that, Lan Shan is weak too, because all of his golden core energy is going to his stomach. They got rations for the Wens, but he hasn't been eating, and he's doing the heavy lifting.
That's because he's worried about the one.
Wei Wuxian comes.
I was just about to say he's also worried about Wei Wuxian.
Yeah, and then on top of that, Wei Wuxian comes in, and he's literally like, so you got a little bit of problem. Lan Shan wasn't listening because he's like dazed. He's like, so we found some mushrooms in the forest, and we thought we could cook them up, right?
Oh no.
They came out to be poisonous.
Oh no.
Toru Honda.
Oh my god.
Which makes Lan Shan smile.
He's like, Wei.
He's like, I miss this.
Typical Wei Ying.
Because of that, makes Wei Wuxian blush.
Oh, so smitten.
So bad.
So smitten.
In this whole conversation, Wei Wuxian thought that Lan Shan would actually be against them, like growing stuff in the burial mounds, because we're talking about dead person soil.
Right.
And he's like just there, and he's like,
because again, he knows that Wei Wuxian had to do all this stuff to help the Wens out as much as he can. He knows that it's burial mound.
True, but Wei Wuxian doesn't know that he knows.
Right. Wei Wuxian still thinks that Lan Shan is still the same old Lan Shan that he knew.
Right.
Since they first met, but little did he know, Lan Shan came back in time into his old, younger body, so he knows all the information from the future than he does now.
Yeah, there's only going to be one problem. At some point, he's not going to know what happens in the future because everything's going to catch up. And he's like, it's like, I saved Wei Wuxian. What happens after this?
Hope it doesn't bite me in the back.
It's like, hoping it doesn't bite me in the back. And it's like, hopefully that doesn't come back to haunt me.
Freaking Krog.
Lan Wangji is basically now happy that Wei Wuxian is alive and everything, but now he's worried. Because now that he's here, the president is going to come back to haunt them. It's gonna catch up to them.
Right.
And unfortunately, it catches up a little bit too soon. Right when they're in their peaceful state and Lan Shan's trying to calm himself down, a Wen says that a clan leader is here. Wei Wuxian basically chooses all the Wens to go back into the Grand Hall. Wei Wuxian got Chen Qing by his side, and Lan Shan has Bi Chen by his side. They're just standing there. Wen Qing doesn't even know what to do, and she's like basically at the door of the cave, the opening of the cave to keep Wen Ning safe. Lan Shan, he sees like in the dark woods, he sees blue robes. All of us know what blue robes mean. It's a big bro.
Big bro with his freaking dragon crest looking thing.
Oh, that crest looks awesome.
Can you imagine me having that at work?
People are gonna be like, dude, where'd you get that? And it puts Wei Wuxian on high alert because he's like, oh no.
If one of the sects found me, then the other sects probably won't be far
that behind. And on top of that, he's like, they're gonna take away Lan Shan.
Right.
Which basically Lan Shan's been his steady ground this whole time.
Right.
And then he's like basically, oh no, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And that's the end of chapter 3.